Bill O'Reilly and Brit Hume talking about how Fox is not biased. I mean, it's a comedy routine. It's like Abbott and Costello over here or something. All right, let's watch.
Brit did a comment on the Bret Baier program today, and what was the gist of that?
Well, it ended in the following way, which is if the White House really did think we were an arm of the Republican Party, they wouldn't be criticizing or attacking us. They wouldn't feel any need to. But note the choice. We're not being criticized here by the White House as conservative. After all, conservatism remains very popular in what is still a center-right country.
You're joking,
no, they
right?
criticize us as Republican. Republicans are much less popular than conservatives, or Republican ideas are seen right now as less popular than conservative ideas.
But I haven't seen any evidence of GOP intrusion into Fox News. I mean,
oh, okay then.
Certainly, I never hear from any Republican about anything on the factor.
No,
I don't believe when you were doing special report, you heard from the Republican Party, did you?
No. I mean, look, we have a lot of conservatives on Fox News. We don't have very many people who are down-the-line advocates for whatever the Republican Party is up to. The Republican Party takes a fair amount of fairly sharp criticism on Fox News, and has for a long time.
So what do you think is the motivation by Ms. Dunn? She's not doing this on her own. This was the subject of shore-up meetings in the White House, and I'm sure President Obama knows what's going on as well. What do you think they're trying to accomplish?
Well, they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't feel stung by some of what's coming from Fox News. And you look at what happened, for example, to that fellow Van Jones, who was excoriated, revealed really, for what he turned out to be, which was he was a guy whose views turned out to be kind of out there where the buses don't run, and he was eventually forced to step aside. Now, look, if it was just right-wing criticism and Republican Party talking points, the guy'd still be there today. So it was more than that.
You and I came up in the old school where we were taught, as a reporter, you should be skeptical of everybody. I mean, that's your job as a reporter. You'd be skeptical. Skeptical of Democrats, skeptical of the Republicans. Doesn't really matter. And I have to say that when President Bush was in trouble in Iraq, this network and this program, and your program as well, routinely hammered President Bush on Iraq.
Well, we were very faithful about covering all the bad news that came out of Iraq for a very long period of time. The criticisms were made of him were reported and discussed at length on Fox News. Now, he had his defenders. The war had his defenders.
But there was no cheerleading. There was no cheerleading of President Bush on this network when his administration ran into trouble. There was no cheerleading. You know, it was skeptical coverage.
Do I have to do this? I mean, I don't need to say anything, right? I mean, that's the goddamn joke. I mean, that's the funniest thing I ever heard. That was a comedy routine. You guys didn't cheerlead George W. Bush or the Iraq War? Brit Hume says there, well, we reported the criticism. Then we immediately dismissed it and called them unpatriotic. Right? I didn't tell you that part. Oh, Brit, don't make me bring out the old tapes. Okay, come on. And then, you see, I do want to make a couple of notes here. You see what he said about Van Jones? He's like, well, they fired Van Jones, so we must have been right. You see, that proves that we're not doing conservative or Republican propaganda, because since we pressured them into firing him, well, then that proves that we're not Republicans. One, that makes no sense. And two, Obama, do you see how you feed into them by buckling into them? That only feeds the beast, right? And then I like how in the beginning Brit Hume was kind of like, hey, you know, they don't attack us for being conservative, thereby kind of admitting they definitely are conservative. Then he claims it's a center-right country. Please, please, please. And finally, the part that I loved was when O'Reilly said, I'm from the old school.
No, you know what? This is how I believe, okay? I'm from the old school.
Old school of journalism. Bill O'Reilly's previous job was at Inside Edition. Old school journalism. Where's Britney Spears going next? We'll tell you on Inside Edition. Oh, please, Bill, please spare me, okay?